Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? Tonight, we're going to be taking a look at the updated top 100 prospects on MLB Pipeline. Let's get to it. Good evening, baseball fans. Hello. How you doing, everyone? What is going on? A lot of familiar faces. I say that every single time I go live, but it's always true. You guys are always coming back. What is going on? John Sullivan, hello. Caleb, thank you. Thank you for being here, my friend. I appreciate that you love the content. Joe Girardi Hater, one of our moderators. What's going on? Nicholas is also here, another moderator. Thank you guys for coming out. Ariel, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Lionheart70, balling with AC. How you doing, my friend? Jacob Toon, another moderator, is here. Andrew W., what's going on? How are we doing, everyone? Welcome. Mr. First Cat, Kevin, hello. Gerald, hello. Trooper, hello. Carson Bambrook, hello. How are we doing, everyone? Hey, we got some prospects to talk about tonight. Not a whole lot to talk about in the baseball world, except Jon Daniels being fired as president of baseball operations of the Texas Rangers. Are you kidding me? We're actually going to talk about that before we do dive in to the updated top 100 prospects. And that's a big thing. I mean, we were just talking last night, Chris Woodward, being removed as the manager of the Texas Rangers. I did not see this coming with Jon Daniels. So it's going to be an interesting offseason for the Texas Rangers. I do think, though, they are up to something. I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit. But everyone, before I do get started, if you can, hit that subscribe button if you are new. The goal is 27,000 by the end of the season. If we can get to 27K by the end of the season, I will be a happy boy. The goal is 30K by 2023. I think we can get to 30K by the end of the year. So if you are new, think about subscribing down below. Everyone, the like goal for tonight, I'm thinking, 150? Let's do 150 likes tonight. I think we can do it. You guys hit the like goal last night for us, so thank you for that. Let's try and get to 150 in tonight's stream. Everyone, hit the bell notification. That way you know every single time I go live. Share the stream. Let's get to it, everyone. All right, so like I said, hey, Jon Daniels. I'm going to talk about this for just a little bit because this is big news, and I feel like if I don't talk about it, then, I'm kind of, passing up on some big news here. So I was thinking about doing a separate video for this, but, since we're here, why not just talk about it while we're here? But the main reason you're all here is to take a look at the updated top 100 prospects. They always go through some updates throughout the year. There's definitely some interesting players moving up on this list. So going to give my thoughts. We're going to start at 100. We're going to make our way to number 1. And we're also going to take a look at Baseball America's top 100 prospects. We're going to go back and forth, compare, and see how both lists are lining up with each other. So without further ado, let's get to it here. But everyone, the first thing that I want to talk about is Jon Daniels. So this was pretty big news. This was really big news. I mean, my goodness, Rangers fire president of baseball operations Jon Daniels. The Rangers are dismissing longtime president of baseball operations Jon Daniels, Ken Rosenthal, and Levi Weaver of the Athletic Report. Texas announced the move shortly thereafter, adding that general manager Chris Young will now oversee all baseball operations decisions and processes. That's a big move as well. Chris Young being promoted to that position. The move comes just days after the organization fired manager Chris Woodward. This morning, I informed John Daniels that his contract would not be renewed at the end of the season and that he is being relieved of his duties effective immediately. Managing partner Ray Davis said in a press release announcing the move, John's accomplishments in his last 17 years running our baseball operations department have been numerous. He and his staff put together the best teams in this franchise's history that resulted in 5 playoff appearances and 2 American League pennants between 2010 and 2016. His impact on the growth of our player development, scouting, and analytics groups has been immense. John has always had the best interests of the Rangers organization in mind on and off the field and in the community. So he goes on to say further, but the bottom line is we have not had a winning record since 2016, and for much of that time have not been competitive in the AL West division. While I am certain we are heading in the right direction, I feel a change in leadership of the baseball operations department will be beneficial going forward. So, I'm kind of wondering what was going on here. I'm wondering if there was maybe, I would think it's a bit of a combination of a few things, maybe philosophies. They were banging heads on some things, but also the Rangers haven't been winning. So they have to, I think, you're going to get rid of Chris Woodward. You might as well go in a different direction when it comes to baseball operations as well. And Chris Young, he has shown to be a key figure in that organization. So to me, it's not a surprise considering how much they trust that guy. And they're going to give him the keys moving forward. I expect a big offseason for the Rangers. And just to kind of get this out of the way here, the Rangers this past offseason, obviously, they made some huge moves, right? With Corey Seager, Marcus Semien. They made a couple other moves with John Gray as well. But to me, this team didn't quite look like it was ready there. Didn't quite look like it was ready to compete for that division, especially with the Astros still looking very good. The Mariners having a very good offseason and a great season last year. The Angels had an offseason as well. They made a lot of moves. But to me, I just didn't think the Rangers were quite there. I do think they're going to be going after some more players this offseason. I don't think they're going to stop. I could definitely see them maybe going after another pretty decent-sized contract. They got some prospects in this system now. I don't think they're going to go berserk and make any huge trades. But I could definitely see them maybe going after someone like a Pablo Lopez, someone like that, someone under control for the next few seasons, someone that they can add into that rotation. You got some bats in that system. Maybe you can turn to the Marlins. Maybe you can go get someone like a Pablo Lopez. There's other pitchers out there as well that are under control. You're going to have some free agent starting pitchers. I think the Rangers, they're going to focus on pitching this offseason. They had some decent pitching this season. Not quite enough, though. That's what I'm thinking with the Texas Rangers. I think you got to go out there. I think you got to go add some pitching because the offense, to be completely honest, it looks pretty good. I see some super chats coming in. I'll get to those in just a second. Let me actually... Why did I just type in top prospects? My mind is on prospects at the moment. But let's go take a look at some free agents here that the Rangers could possibly go after. So let's take a look at some starting pitchers. And here we go. So you do have some guys that have some options. David Price is going to be there. But, I mean, obviously that's not really a big one. Charlie Morton's an interesting one. I know Charlie Morton wants to stay closer, to the East Coast. But I wonder if maybe they could tempt him. He has a club option. I wonder if the Braves end up turning that down. Maybe the Rangers could go after him. Maybe like a 1-year, 2-year deal or something. I don't know. I think they would want someone a little more under control. You got some. I would think the Phillies, they're going to exercise Aaron Nola. That could be interesting. Someone like Luis Severino could possibly hit the market. Sonny Gray could possibly hit the market. I think Sonny Gray, that could be a pretty nice pickup for the Texas Rangers. I wouldn't mind that at all. You're going to have some other guys like Kyle. No, probably not. No, they're not going to do Kyle Gibson. They just traded him away. You do have some options, on the free agent market. Nothing spectacular by any means. I would think they're going to bring back Martin Perez. I could definitely see that. But I would think they're going to focus on the trade market. There's definitely some pitchers out there. Like I've mentioned, Pablo Lopez. I think that's going to be a big target for them. But that's what they need to do. They need to address this rotation. You got some guys in this rotation. If we go take a look at the Rangers depth chart as of right now, it's not bad, but it's not going to get you anywhere. You know, Martin Perez, like I said, I think they'll bring him back. He's had a good year this year. It seems like he's hit his stride with Texas. They figured something out there. And, you know, you got some younger guys, obviously with Dane Dunning, Glenn Otto, you know, coming up. And then you got John Gray, who's on the IL right now. Spencer Howard has this shoulder impingement. Who knows if this guy is going to be able to turn into anything. But I do think you need to go after someone. And obviously, with the Rangers, you got some pitchers right there in your system. But, you know, we got to be realistic here. As much as I like me a Jack Leiter and a Kumar Rocker, you know, it's going to take them a little bit. You could see Jack Leiter get into the majors at some point next year. I could see maybe by the All-Star break, you could see him. Kumar Rocker could definitely be up there. But I think for the Rangers, you're looking at the next 3 years. And I think that's what the Rangers did here. They are looking over the next, you know, 3 to 5 years. I think they have the piece that they've put the pieces in place here to set them up for success. But I think they want to go in a different direction. They want to, you know, John Daniels, he did a lot of good work with the Rangers over the years, but I think they want to go in a different direction here. It's just felt that way for a little bit now. It's felt that they're kind of setting themselves up to go in a different direction. They keep saying they want a winning culture. And, you know, John Daniels, I think they gave him a chance to, you know, see what he could do, you know, over the past couple of years. He obviously brought in a couple of big guys this past offseason. But to me, they didn't see that as enough. You know, who knows? Maybe there were some other deals out there that they really wanted to get done and they didn't quite get it done. So I'm not really sure what's going on behind the scenes. But I do really think they just want to have a fresh start. They want to have a new voice, you know, being at the top of this team. So I think Chris Young, this is a guy they really trust. I think they want to give him the keys. They want to have him take this organization in a different direction. But I do think the biggest priority for the Texas Rangers in the offseason is pitching. You got to address the starting pitching. You know, sure, you got a couple of good guys here, but you need a guy. You need a stud at the top of the rotation. You know, Martin Perez, like I said, he's been good, but sorry, Martin Perez, I like what he's done this year, but he's not an ace. He's not an ace. You need a guy that you can hand the ball to, someone that you can hand the ball to in the postseason. So that's what I'm thinking here. Maybe a couple of bullpen guys as well. You know, bullpen has actually been not too bad this year. I like the lineup. I think obviously with Semien and Seager, you know, with Semien actually, taking a look at how Semien's been doing, remember, he got off to a bit of a cold start, but he's gotten himself a little bit more on track over the last month or two. Still not great numbers overall, but remember, he has some really bad numbers to start off with. 236 average, on base under 300. So Marcus Semien, I'm hoping for his sake he can bounce back for next year. Corey Seager hasn't really had an amazing season as well. Not bad numbers by any means, but I feel like he could do more. I mean, overall, it's not bad with Corey Seager. He's had a pretty decent season, 26 homers, 471 slugging. I just think he could do a bit more. He's played some good defense out there. Actually, that's his best defensive season since going back to 2019. Yeah, Corey Seager, he's been pretty good, but I definitely think Semien, you're going to have to get this turned around. You got some younger pieces here, and don't forget about some of these guys in the farm. You got some guys that could possibly come up and help out at some point. But they got more work to do. This team is far from being a contender. I want to say far, but they have work to do, and they need to go out there this offseason. You need to get pitching. Maybe you could. I think the big thing, though, I don't think they're going to go out there and spend a ton of money. I think they definitely could go out there and maybe sign a couple of guys. I don't think they're going to be giving any monster contracts. If they do, I'd be shocked because you already signed these two guys to big deals. So I could see them maybe making some smaller moves in free agency, you know, but I don't see any huge moves by any means. And, but I definitely think pitching is the route they need to go. I've said this like a million times, but you got some guys in this farm system now. They've really built up this farm. And I think some of these guys you could put in a package and go get yourself a pretty good guy for that rotation. So, but let's move on here. Let's move on. Let's get to why we are here tonight. Let's get to why we're here tonight. We're looking at the Rangers prospects, but let's take a look. Oh, my Red Sox taking game 2 against the Pirates. I was just saying the other night, they got to sweep this series. They better go out there tomorrow, and they better go win that game. They need to sweep. Or the Red Sox, don't let the Red Sox get hot. Don't let the Sox get hot. Here we go. Let's talk some prospects, shall we? Let's talk some prospects. So, MLB Pipeline has updated their top 100 prospects. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not familiar with every single guy on this list. This is why we're going through it together, and we're just taking a look at who's on it. But we're also going to be taking a look at the top 100 on Baseball America. I personally tend to favor Baseball America. If you've been with me now on this channel for a bit, you know that I tend to like Baseball America when it comes to prospects. I feel like MLB Pipeline, they also tend to favor guys that were just drafted a little bit more, while I feel like Baseball America is a little more conservative, and they're not, jumping the gun so much with some of these guys, especially like these high school guys that were just drafted and haven't even played pro ball. Baseball America will still put them up a little higher, but to me, MLB Pipeline, they tend to go a little too far with some of them sometimes, where I'm like, I don't know if that guy who just got drafted out of high school, sure, a ton of potential, I don't know if he should be this high on this list, but I digress. Taking a look here, starting off, we got Zach Galliff with the A's. Nice to see the A's have a couple of guys here in the top 100. But he's having himself a pretty good season. 300 average with 371 on base, 461 slugging in Double-A. Not too much with the power as of right now, but he's got 46 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. Taking a look, Zach Galliff, man, if you're taking a look at his scouting report here, pretty balanced player overall. And for the A's, man, you're going to need to stock up on some of these just good, solid players that are going to help you out in the future. 99, I love Nick Gonzalez, man. Nick Gonzalez, one of my favorite players coming out of the draft a couple of years ago. This guy can just hit for days. But actually, if you take a look at the year that he's having, he's not doing amazing by any means. He's been in Double-A all year, but he's only hitting 251 in the minors. But he has a really good on base of 376. A 394 slugging, though. 394 slugging, though. We got to get that up. But, that's not really too much of his game. More of a hit guy. But Nick Gonzalez, I would like for that batting average to get up just a little bit. And, but yeah. So, Joe Girardi Hater, I see your super chat. Yes, were you going to read the super chats? Let me get to those really quick. I forgot to actually go to those. Joe Girardi Hater, let's go back to this one, my friend. Here we go. Let me actually see if I can pull it back up here. Let me see if I can pull it back up. Here we go. So, after Grayson Rodriguez graduates, Andrew Painter is the best pitching prospect in baseball. I don't care what anyone says. He has been having a really good year, man. Tons of strikeouts. This guy has really been phenomenal. When you take a look at, what he was bringing when he came out of that draft, he almost came off kind of boring. But in a way, that doesn't have to be a bad thing by any means. Good velocity, just good off-speed pitches. There's not really nothing like extravagantly exciting about him, but he was just really good. And so it's no surprise to see how good of a year that he has been having. Conman752 with a $10. Thank you so much for that, my friend. It's been reported that John's brother, Jack Daniels, was there to help support him after he was let go. Unfortunately, Jack is only a fifth of the man John is, so John isn't very good now. I think you're... Oh, yeah, I see. Okay, you're talking... Yeah, so you're talking... Yeah, I didn't really see too much about this. Jack is only the fifth of the man, John. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what was going on with that whole thing. It'll be interesting to see if more details come out about just how everything went down. I'd like to know what was more of the thought process. Was there more to it than just the winning or their record over the last couple of years? I'd be interested to hear more details about that. And hopefully we get some more details. Alrighty. We are caught up in the super chats. Thank you so much for those, my friends. Thank you. 98, Luis Campusano. I mean, this guy just, he's been up with the Padres this year. It just feels like, I don't know, man. Like, what's taking this guy so long? He's hitting 302, 367 on base, 474 slugging, 11 homers, 51 RBIs. He's definitely has not progressed as quickly as you would think, So, I don't know. Are we going to see Luis Campusano, start getting it going here in the next couple of years? The one thing I will say, he's 23 years old. He plays catcher. You got to take your time a little bit with the catchers. They tend to take a little longer to develop because they just have so much more to do. Emmanuel Rodriguez with the Minnesota Twins coming in at number 97, 272 average. A very good on base at single A. This guy has a .492 on base percentage at single A this year. He's out of his mind. You know, not a whole lot of home runs, 9 home runs, but he's got a .551 slugging. Look at, now, I don't know if you guys can see on my screen. My screen is a little to the left, so you won't be able to see this, but he has 57 walks and 52 strikeouts. Are you kidding me? This guy is walking more than he's striking out. He's got 11 stolen bases as well. He's a pretty balanced player when it comes to the scouting report. Look out for Emmanuel Rodriguez with the Twins. You know, they tend to have they got a good track record of developing these outfielders, man. Tink Hence. You know, Tink Hence, man, this is a guy where every time I go look at the Cardinals farm system, he's always right there, like, you know, somewhere like from 5 to 10. He's kind of always floating around that range, still a little further away, but this guy's got a big fastball, 65 fastball. Taking a look at the numbers this year. Very good numbers at single A this year. 13 starts, a 1.79 ERA. What else is there to say, man? This guy's going to throw some heat, and it'll be fun to see where he ends up getting by the end of next year. I would assume maybe next year he'll start at AA, and they will go from there. 20 years old, man. Got a heck of a future. Now, I don't know how to say this. Brandon Fat? Is that, am I saying that right? Brandon Fat? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I apologize. But when it comes to his numbers, they're not amazing numbers by any means. 22 starts, a 4.20 ERA. But he has 166 Ks over 124 innings. And as you can see here, he has a lot to offer. He's got a fastball that's at 60. Curveball, slider, but he's got a good changeup as well. So fastball, changeup, definitely helping him out with the strikeouts, but still feels like there's some more to go there. He's in AAA. I don't know. The numbers aren't really too inspiring. I wonder if maybe he's a little high on this list. Let's see if we can pull him up here. Well, okay, so Baseball America has him at number 87. So they have his slider at 55. So according to Pipeline, his slider is at 45. So they think his slider is better, so maybe that's gotten better over this year. But they still got the curveball at 45 as well. And they have his control at 60. So, okay, so I can see maybe why he is a little bit more there. 55 control. So throws a lot of strikes, but I don't like the ERA all that much, so let's hope he can get that cleaned up. But hey, with the Diamondbacks, you got tons of prospects. No surprise that they already got one at number 95. Brock Porter just getting drafted by the Texas Rangers. Hey, man, this guy I thought was going to go first round. Ended up not going until, what was it, the 4th round? Texas Rangers did an overpay for him, overslot deal. And, man, they got themselves a lot of potential here. Big fastball with him. He's got a slider as well and a changeup. I'm really surprised he fell to the 4th round. But, hey, good for the Texas Rangers getting him that late. Alec Burleson, AAA. This is a name we've been hearing quite a bit. And look at these numbers. 326 average, a 369 on base, 538 slugging, 20 homers, 76 RBIs. Just another one of these St. Louis Cardinals solid prospects that we definitely could see over the next year. I'm using AAA right now. I would imagine we're going to see him sooner rather than later, having himself a good season, man. DL Hall, he actually just got called up recently by the Orioles, and he has fallen a little bit here. Hasn't really had the best numbers in AAA this year. People feel like at this point he should be further along. The numbers should have looked better, but the Orioles felt good enough to call him up here. And, the numbers weren't great overall, but he had 126 strikeouts over 77 and 2/3 innings. So let's see if DL Hall, man, can get it together with the Orioles. I believe, is he just coming out of the bullpen for them? I think he's just coming out of the bullpen, right? Well, he's not showing up here. Oh, they put him back in the minors. Oh, okay. So did he just have a spot start? I think he just had a spot start. Where did he go? DL Hall. Yeah, so he did start the other day. So struck out 6. That's not too bad, But DL Hall, let's see if he can get that, get those numbers cleaned up a little bit. I would imagine he would probably start in the majors next year. I don't know. Maybe they start him off at AAA next year. We'll have to wait and see. Kevin Alcantara. What's going on, my friend? How are we doing? Hey, Kevin Alcantara going in to the Cubs in that Yankee deal last year. I believe in the Rizzo deal, in the Anthony Rizzo deal, if my memory serves me correctly. Finn Sweet, what's going on, my friend? The Nats' top pitching prospects, Cole Henry, is getting thoracic outlet surgery, which is basically career ender. Yeah, you're seeing more of that surgery lately, but I feel like pictures. I can't think of the guys off the top of my head, but I feel like a couple of them have done well after it, but there's definitely been some guys that have not done too well. So it's a little iffy when you get that surgery. It's funny because Tommy John used to be the end-all, be-all surgery, right? And now it's like thoracic outlet. If you get that, then it's like, ugh, you don't know what's going to happen. But, hey, man, for the Nationals, hey, good thing they added Mackenzie Gore, man. That was a good pitching prospect for them to add. The Nationals need to keep adding to that farm. Thank you for the $5, Finn Sweet. Kevin Alcantara, man. This is a guy, very toolsy. 50 hit, 55 power, 55 run, 55 arm, 55 in the field. Hey, when the Cubs got him, I'm thinking, hey, this is a great player for the Cubs to get in that trade. And overall, not bad numbers. 262, a 349 on base. The slugging could be better. He's got 13 homers, but he's striking out quite a bit compared to how much he's walking, so he's got to clean up those strikeouts a little bit. Alex Ramirez coming in at number 90. Alex Ramirez, man, he's had himself an all right year this year. He's been an A and high A. Overall, he's hitting 274, 344 on base, 11 homers. He's striking out a lot, though, compared to the walks. 105 strikeouts, 38 walks. But this is a power bat. He definitely is more of a power guy over a hit guy, but he's got athleticism as well. 55 run, 55 arm, and 55 in the field. International signing from a few years ago. So Alex Ramirez, this is a guy, he's always been known as a guy to have upside. So let's see if he can tap more into that upside over the next couple of years. So that rounds out the bottom 10. Joey Weimer on the Milwaukee Brewers. There's a guy on here. Oh my goodness, he has been having a heck of a season with the Milwaukee Brewers organization, and we'll get to him soon. But Joey Weimer, he's been having himself a pretty good year. Look at the power tools, 60 with a 45 hit. But look at the arm, man. 70 arm, 55 run. Almost, it's, you know, very Tampa Bay Ray-ish kind of a player. But this year, not really too great, man. AAA is only hitting 217. It's a small sample size, 12 games. So we'll take a look at the AA numbers. You know, not a whole lot. 243 average, a 321 on base, 440 slugging. He's got 15 homers, but look at the strikeouts, man. We're seeing a lot of strikeouts with some of these guys at the bottom, so maybe that's why some of them have fallen down this low. But Joey Weimer, hey, man, we're going to get to that other prospect in a little bit in the Brewers system, but he's got power potential, man. Let's see if he can get it going. Hey, Jackson Merrill. Hey, man, the Padres just traded a whole ton of prospects for Juan Soto, but they held on to Jackson Merrill. This guy's been having a great season, man. He's been in rookie ball and A ball. He was tearing up rookie ball. That guy was just didn't even need to be there any longer. After 10 games, they bumped him up to A ball. 433 batting average in rookie ball, but he still kept the batting average pretty healthy here at 327. Not a whole lot of power as of right now, only a home run so far, so that's why the slugging is a little bit low. But with Jackson Merrill, man, you're getting a pretty balanced player overall. Good hit tool. He's got the power there. He just needs to just let it loose, and I think he will. He's only 19 years old, man. Give this guy some time. He'll end up being a really solid player. Austin Wells. I like me some Austin Wells, man. And coming in at number 87 here. With Austin Wells, the question is he going to be a catcher in the long run? Could you move him maybe to first base? Could you move him maybe to, left field, something like that? It's always been a bit of a question mark when it comes to what position he's going to play. But the guy can hit. 55 hit, 55 power. As you can see here, a 386 on base, 492 slugging. He's got 13 homers. So he got 10 stolen bases as well, man. And Austin Wells, just good hitter. Wonder where he'll end up playing. Here we go. Jimmy Productions, 499 prediction. I feel like the World Series will be the Mets versus the Astros, and the Astros probably win. I mean, what a great World Series that would be. The starting pitching between those two teams is phenomenal. We all want to pick against the Astros all the time, but they just keep winning. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Astros are in the World Series. I don't think a lot of people want to pick them because, first off, the whole trash can thing. And then but they always win. So it's like no one wants to pick them. Everyone wants to see the Astros go down, but they don't care what you think. They're just going to go out there and they're going to keep winning. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to see them back in the World Series this year. What a World Series that would be. Justin Verlander, Jacob deGrom. Ugh. Max Scherzer. Are you kidding me? Here we go. Number 86, Carson Williams, just getting drafted recently with the Tampa Bay Rays. Last year, the 28th overall pick. Carson Williams, man. This is a guy that's going to be great in the field. He's got power as well. Not too much of the batting average as of right now, but the slugging is okay at 478. He's got 15 home runs this year and 24 stolen bases. Carson Williams, man, could end up being a solid player, and especially when you're in the Tampa Bay Rays system. Hey, Matthew Liberatore, you know, I'm wondering if this guy is eventually going to fall out of this list because he has really not been that great. You know, this is a guy had a lot of hype. He went back to the Rays in the Randy Arozarena trade. And a lot of people, man, thinking this could be the next ace of the St. Louis Cardinals. And he just hasn't really been able to do anything. ERA was terrible in AAA this year. Hasn't been very good with the Cardinals. So Matthew Liberatore, man, you know, he's more of a balanced kind of a guy. He's not going to do anything like one thing amazing, but he's pretty good at everything. But so far, it just hasn't translated to the numbers. He's only 22 years old. I do think eventually he will get that on track. But seeing those numbers in AAA, those are not great numbers to see. Nick Pratto just getting called up recently to the Kansas City Royals. The numbers have not shown here, but Nick Pratto, very fun player, man. 60 power tool. He's got a 70 field. This is a guy, man, you're going to see a lot of this guy in the next coming years, and you're going to see a lot of power numbers from him. As of right now, only 3 home runs in the majors, but in AAA this year, he had a 484 slugging, and he had 17 home runs. Last year in 2021, he had 36 homers. So, Nick Pratto, man, fun power prospect. Gordon Garacifo. Am I saying that right? Gordon Garacifo. And this another Cardinals prospect. So, taking a look here, 21 starts, a 2.91 ERA over high A and double A. And when you're taking a look at the scouting report, it's a 60 fastball. He's got the slider. He's got a changeup. Got control as well. And, hey, man, if they can get this guy, Liberatore, back on track, or get Liberatore back on track, and this guy ends up, you know, keeps on progressing. They're both 22 years old. These could be two good pitchers in your rotation for years to come, man. So it's nice to see that the Cardinals, they got some, not the most amazing farm system, but they do have some guys here in the top 100 that, hey, man, who knows? Could be staples in that rotation for a while. Justin Foscue. Really liked him coming out of the draft a couple of years ago. I just wonder where he's going to end up playing. He's blocked in that system right now with Semien and Seager up the middle, but he's having himself a good year. And I honestly do think Justin Foscue, he could end up being a trade piece in this offseason if they want to go after some pitching. Look out for Justin Foscue, man. I feel like that could be a good piece to have go back to the Marlins in a deal for Pablo Lopez. Have him and maybe a couple other guys as well. I think he lines up really well because for the Rangers, he's just blocked as of right now. Has he played anywhere else in the outfield? Doesn't say anything here. He could play third, but we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with him. But he definitely could be a trade piece this offseason. Gavin Stone with the Dodgers, drafted a couple of years ago, 60 fastball. He's got a 65 changeup and a 55 slider. Very good numbers, a 1.56 ERA. He's got 135 Ks over 98 innings, man. What do you know? More Dodgers pitching in the farm. Jordan Westburg kind of reminds me a bit of Justin Foscue. Similar players, both just good winning players, right? Coming out of that draft. And to me, Jordan Westburg, he's just pretty solid, man. I mean, the average is not quite there. The on-base could be a little bit better. But I really liked him coming out of that draft. And he's not going to give you a ton of power. I mean, he's got 18 home runs this year, so that's not too bad. Just a pretty balanced player overall. And for the Orioles, man, you got a lot more Orioles prospects coming on this list. So Jordan Westburg, hey, man, pretty solid. He's coming in at number 80. Not too bad if you ask me. Vaughn Grissom already up with the Atlanta Braves. This guy has power for days, man. The fact that he only has a 50 power here Dude, this guy can hit moonshots. He also went to a high school right near me. Him and Riley Green went to Haggerty High School, and that high school is actually not too far away from me. That's like, I don't know, 15 minutes from me. And I do powerlifting, and they do a lot of the gym, the powerlifting gym that I go to. They do powerlifting competitions at this high school. So it's pretty interesting that these two players went to that high school. And but yeah, Vaughn Grissom, man, I feel like his power should be a little better here. Let's see where he's coming in a lot higher on Baseball America, 73. And yeah, they're only giving him a 50 power as well. I mean, he is viewed on both as more of a contact hitter, but oh my God, that power. I mean, did you guys see the freaking moonshot that he hit at Fenway Park? He's a big dude, 6'3", weighs 210. Has he filled out his frame entirely? I don't know. He probably had a little bit more, but this guy's killing it with the Atlanta Braves this year, man. He's hitting 393, a 679 slugging, 2 homers. Man, Vaughn Grissom, he's a fun player, man. Is he going to be the next shortstop? Is he going to be the next shortstop? Dansby Swanson going to be a free agent, so could be the next shortstop for the Atlanta Braves moving forward. We have another super chat coming in. Jimmy Productions, my friend, thank you. Is it really a big deal if players can hit in the minor leagues? Because sometimes it doesn't translate to the major leagues. Yeah, we've seen both, right? Guys could be hitting well in the minors, and then they end up getting to the majors, and they just can't quite figure it out in the major leagues, and then they're viewed as more like quadruple A kind of players. But then you have some of these guys who don't have the best numbers in the minor leagues, but scouts see things with some of these players. They end up calling them up to the major leagues, and then they end up finding success. It's kind of weird how it works out sometimes. But more often than not, when you're hitting well in the minors, it's most likely going to translate to the major leagues. It's usually going to have some bumps in the beginning, but they usually end up figuring it out. But then, hey, some guys just flame out. Here we go. Bo Naylor. This is a guy I feel like I've been seeing here for quite a while. Drafted back in 2018, number 29 overall by the Cleveland Guardians, the Cleveland Indians at that time. But with Bo Naylor, you're getting a guy here, not too much of a hit tool, 45 hit. He's got the 50 power. More of a guy that's going to be in the field. Haven't seen too much of him yet. We're looking at his numbers. I mean, not amazing with the batting average of 260, but he's got a 406 on base. He's hitting for some power. I wonder, he's in AAA right now. Do the Guardians turn to him, or could they go after a guy in the offseason, someone like a Sean Murphy? We'll have to wait and see. But Bo Naylor coming in at number 78. Here's a guy we've been seeing with the Dodgers this year. 6 starts. Ryan Pepio, 4.26 ERA. I would imagine here, now that you're not going to get Walker Buehler back, are you going to get Ryan Pepio maybe helping you out in the postseason? But this is a guy, man, he's got big fastball. The control, it's not the best overall, 45 control, but the 70 fastball and the 75 changeup, that is just a nasty combination. In the majors this year, 29 Ks over the 25 innings, but if you take a look down in the minors at AAA, he had 93 Ks over 75 innings. So, I mean, really good numbers. So, I would imagine this is a guy that's probably just going to stay with the Dodgers for the rest of the year. So, right now, I believe he had a start the other day, but they are getting Dustin May back. So, are they going to keep Pepio in the rotation, or are they going to maybe throw him in the bullpen? Fangraphs, you're killing me right now. I'm wearing your shirt right now, Fangraphs, and you're low and you're slow. I am wearing your shirt. Oh, this is embarrassing, Fangraphs. What are you doing? But Ryan Pepio, he's definitely a guy that's going to be very good for the Dodgers for a long time. Matt McClain, I really liked him coming out of this draft. A lot of these players on here were drafted recently. But Matt McClain, this was a guy I really liked coming out of college. More of a hit guy. Has some power there, has some pop, but more of a hit kind of a guy. He can end up having around 15 to 20 home runs, but he's really good in the field. He's very athletic. The numbers haven't quite translated to Double-A as of right now, only hitting 230. A 354 on base is pretty good, but he does, like I said, he's got some sneaky pop, 14 homers. He's just striking out a little more than the walks. If you can maybe close that gap, that would be even better here. But not a bad ratio by any means. 21 stolen bases. Matt McClain, man. Hey, the Reds, that farm system all of a sudden just looks really good. And Matt McClain, man, Solid player at number 76. That's not too bad. Gavin Cross just drafted. I mean, hey, Gavin Cross already starting off the year with very good numbers. Started off in rookie ball. They put him in there for 3 games. They're like, all right, get this guy to A ball. And man, look at these numbers so far. 371 average, a 450 on base, and an 800 slugging, 4 home runs. He's got 3 home runs at single A right now. Gavin Cross already off to a hot start. Man, oh man. Jace Young. Jace Young getting drafted by the Tigers in this draft. More of a slow start, but they put him right there in high A ball, man. They just stuck him in high A ball. They didn't even go to rookie ball, man. They just said, all right, high A ball for you. 237 average, not great. This guy's going to be a hitter, man. Look out for Jace Young. Aurelvis Martinez coming in at number 73 for the Toronto Blue Jays. And, this is a guy we've been seeing here for a little bit. And hey, for good reason. He's got power. He's got an arm. So Aurelvis Martinez, he's been here for a little bit, though. He got signed back in 2018, and the numbers are not looking too great. He was a lot higher at one point, but these numbers have really brought him back down. Let's see if he can get himself back on track. Roshio. This is another guy we've been seeing here. And this is a guy that I think Guardians fans, he's been in here for a bit, got signed back in 2017, but it looks like he's starting to put it together here. He's in Double-A. He's got a 352 on base. The slugging isn't quite there, but he's got 13 homers. But Bram Roshio, man, a 55 hit. That sure, the power is at 45 right now, but he's got 13 home runs. Let's see how it translates to the major league level. Very athletic, but good in the field. The Guardians, man, they got so many good prospects, and this is another one of them, man. Hunter Brown, pitching prospect with the Astros, having a really good season in AAA, a 2.45 ERA, 118 strikeouts compared to 41 walks. That's really solid. Big fastball, big curveball, good slider. Changeup control could use a little bit of work, but he's keeping the walks down for the most part. Well, let's see. Actually, hold on. I take that back. He's got 91 innings. A little high on the walks. He could definitely get those down, but this guy's got a big fastball. And I don't know. I wonder if the Astros call him up. Could the Astros possibly call him up for September? We'll have to wait and see. Ken Waldichuk recently going to the A's in the Frankie Montas deal. And he was having a good season with the Yankees farm system. 13 starts, a 3.70 ERA, 76 Ks compared to 24 walks. Just a solid picture for the A's to add. I liked that they got him back in that deal. Andy Piez coming in at number 69. Andy Piez, this is a guy we've been hearing about for a little while. Got signed back in 2017. And the numbers, he's got 21 home runs, 63 RBIs, so those are pretty nice. 108 strikeouts, 51 walks. You just like to see that average get up a little bit more. He doesn't really have much of a hit tool, but the guy definitely has power, and he's got a good arm out there. So, Andy Piez, this is a guy, I know Dodgers fans, you're quite excited about him. Let's see where he can be in the next couple of years. Harry Ford, he got drafted last year. Harry Ford, man, this is one of the more fun prospects out of that draft. Known really just for being a really athletic catcher with a good hit tool. 55 hit, 50 power, 60 run. You don't really see catchers with a 60 run. This is why he is viewed as more of like a super utility guy. He could end up, definitely playing catcher. But this is a guy who he could kind of almost like a Dalton Varsho. He can go play catcher. He can go out and play in center field. He can move around. So I think he's going to have a lot of value when he gets to the majors one day. And in A-ball this year, still, he's still in A. They've kept him in A-ball. This to me, Harry Ford is like, they're looking at him for the long haul. And just like you do with all prospects. But with him, they're not rushing this guy. He's young. And but he's having himself a good season, man. 415 on base. As you can see here, not a whole lot with the home runs, but he's got 16 stolen bases. I think Harry Ford is going to end up being a really solid player. Logan O'Hoppe going to the Angels. I really like that for them. Trading Brandon Marsh. I think they needed a catcher. And this guy's having a great year with the numbers. This is a guy, he's going to be your catcher for years to come. I liked that the Angels got him. Drew Romo. This is another guy where, what's going to end up happening here? It feels like with Drew Romo, I've read stuff about him where, people love Drew Romo, but then I've seen some other, people say, is he going to be the catcher of the future? I don't know. But I mean, when you take a look at his scouting report, I mean, this is a guy where he's very good in the field. He's got a good hit tool. So I don't know. I've seen people say, Drew Romo, is he really the guy of the future? I don't know. I don't see what the problem is. He's hitting 275, 342 on base. I mean, sure, the slugging's not quite there. He's only got 5 homers, 16 stolen bases. But I don't know. Am I missing something with Drew Romo? I don't know. I feel like I've read some things that are not quite positive. So I don't know. Where's the music? Okay, music's on. All right, here we go. Here we go. 65. Leover Peguero. We've talked about this guy on here quite a few times when we've looked at the Pirates farm system. This guy, very balanced with his scouting report. He's 21 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds, signed back in 2017. This is a guy where he's been with the Pirates a little bit this year. He only played one. He had 3 at-bats, but he did get a hit. But looking at his numbers, down in Double-A, this is kind of another one of these guys where we had the super chat earlier where we talked about, some guys could hit well in the minor leagues, but then some guys maybe don't have the best numbers, but there's tools there that you can work with. And he doesn't have the best numbers, but this guy is a very toolsy player. So look out for him, man. I think he could be a really exciting player for the Pirates. The numbers aren't quite there, but he's got tools. Emmanuel Amador. I think I'm saying that right. Look at this. Look at the Rockies having some prospects pop up on here. Taking a look here. Still very far away. Signed back a few years ago as an international free agent. More of a hit tool over power guy right now. 55 field. But when you take a look at the numbers, he's having himself a really good year. I believe this... I don't remember him being in this top 100. I could be wrong. I just don't... Is this his first time in the top 100? I don't know. I just don't remember seeing his name here before. But a 300 average, a 423 on base. I mean, those are really good numbers. A 466 slugging, 14 homers, 50 RBIs, 22 stolen bases. You're starting to see a lot more of these guys where they're just doing a bit of everything. They're hitting for average. They're hitting for power. They're stealing bases, right? This is a guy, and he's a shortstop. So I think, hey, man, this is a guy I keep a lookout for the Rockies. They're going to need all the good young players they can get. Cam Collier just drafted this past year, just about, a couple months ago now? Or, a month ago? Yeah, about a month ago, right? But, yeah, Cam Collier, man, I love this pick for the Reds. What was that, 17th, 18th overall? This guy, I feel like, honestly, if you were to... I kind of ranted earlier about how some high school guys maybe are a little high. I feel like this guy could be a little higher on this list. Where do they have him in? They have him at 63. So they have him at 63 as well. I think, honestly, this guy's he's got a lot of potential, man. This guy's a big dude for being 17 years old. I mean, he's got a good left-handed swing. He's off to a good start in rookie ball so far. Has over 1,000 OPS and a home run already. I'm telling you, Cam Collier, man, look out for him. I think you could put him up a little higher on this list. Here's Owen White. Owen White. Here we go. The Rangers, man. We're talking about the Rangers earlier with John Daniels, but this is a guy. He could end up helping the Rangers down the road here, maybe sooner rather than later. Good numbers in Double-A right now at 2.49 ERA over 4 starts. Hey, the Rangers, you got Jack Leiter. You got Kumar Rocker. You got Owen White. Good young pitching in that system. So look out for the Rangers, man. I think that their pitching is going to be really good. Bryce Lewis, man. Man, this guy was doing really good this year, and then he got hurt. Man, remember because he took over for Carlos Correa at one point because Correa was injured. And this guy was hitting great, and then he ended up getting hurt, man. Bryce Lewis, he was on the verge of falling out of the top 100 at one point. And to see, how this year has gone for him because he was hitting really well. I was really happy for the guy. I hope he can get healthy soon. And honestly, I'll tell you right now, the Twins, based off of what they saw, I wonder if they would be okay with Correa just opting out of his deal and going back into free agency. I really do. I think, honestly, Royce Lewis showed them a lot. And it almost seemed like he was, a bit of a heart of the team, a bit. Guys were bummed out, man, when he ended up getting sent back down. I think Royce Lewis could end up being the guy for them. At one point, it was looking a little shaky. And then they signed Correa, and you're thinking, what's going on? What's going to happen with Royce Lewis? But I think he could end up being the guy for them. And I think they'll be okay with Correa just going on to free agency, man. So, Colson Montgomery, number 60. Colson Montgomery, man, drafted by the White Sox last year. Really good numbers, hitting .303 of 418 on base. Want to see those home runs come up a little bit. Got a nice left-handed swing. 55 hit, 55 power. Good in the field. Colson Montgomery, man. Just want to see a little bit more power. He's going to be a really solid player for the White Sox down the road. Evan Carter, 19 years old, but this guy, man, this guy's got tools, man. Drafted back in 2020, second round. He's got a 60 hit, 50 power, 60 run. I mean, Evan Carter, man. Look at the numbers that he's putting up in high A ball. I think you could put Evan Carter a little higher on this list, to be completely honest. I mean, this guy, he's having a great year. 287 to 382 on base, 486 slugging, 11 homers, 63 RBIs, 24 stolen bases. I don't know. I think you could put Evan Carter a little higher. Let's see where Baseball America has him. Yeah, they have him at 41. I think they're snubbing Evan Carter on this list a little bit. So, there's kind of my first big gripe of this list. I definitely think he needs to be up higher. Cade Cavalli. We're talking about Nationals prospects trading away Juan Soto. This is a guy they got a couple of years ago. He had a really good year last year. And I feel like the numbers have taken a slight dip. ERA is a smidge higher. The strikeouts, he had a lot of strikeouts last year. The strikeouts have evened out a little bit more with his innings pitched. There's still a lot to like with him, though. He's got a big fastball, big curveball, big slider. The shoulder is always something to be a little concerned about with him, because he did have shoulder issues back when he was working his way through college. So, but Cade Cavalli, hey, this is a guy, the Nationals, they're hoping for big things for him. And, hey, the fact that they got all these other prospects is great for their farm system. But, yeah, Cade Cavalli, if you got a rotation of Josiah Gray, Mackenzie Gore, and Cade Cavalli, that's not too bad if you ask me, man. Those three guys, not too bad. Mick Abel. How's Mick Abel been doing? This was one guy I was really hoping the Red Sox would get, and they did not get him because the Phillies took him before we could. But Mick Abel, definitely a toolsy, I guess, is that the right word? A toolsy pitcher. Just had a lot of stuff going on with, a lot of good things. Good fastball, good off speed, good control. I really liked Mick Abel. And overall, the numbers haven't quite translated. I feel like they will. I feel like these numbers, he's hanging around like a 4 ERA. The strikeouts are looking pretty good. He's not walking a ton of guys. The opponent batting average is a little higher this year. Not really crazy high, but it's higher than what it was last year. So I think Mick Abel is a guy. Just give him time. I think he's going to end up being really good. Gavin Williams, man. I like me some Gavin Williams. This guy's been phenomenal. Look at these numbers. 20 starts, a 1.49 ERA, 117 Ks over 90 innings. But he has been really good at high A and double A. Gavin Williams is going to be a beast. If he just stays healthy, he's going to be an absolute beast. Edwin Arroyo. This was, I think, the throw-in for the Luis Castillo deal. I think Noelvi Marte was the centerpiece, right? You had, who was the other one? I'm going blank. Who was the pitcher in that deal? Levi Stout. And I honestly think they threw in Edwin Arroyo just to get that deal done. They said, all right, we'll give you Noelvi Marte and Edwin Arroyo. We want Luis Castillo. JM1231, what's going on? As a diehard M's fan who follows the system closely, I will say that I would take Arroyo over Marte as the prize of the Castillo trade in a heartbeat. It feels like Arroyo has been doing more. He's got more momentum as of right now than Marte. Marte is not having a bad year by any means, but Arroyo has been really good. A 302 average, 376 on base, a 498 slugging, 13 homers. I mean, the strikeouts to walks, I would like the strikeouts to come down a little bit. 41 walks, it's fine. I would like these strikeouts to come down a little bit. 23 stolen bases, though. He really shot up in the Mariners system this year. And, hey, for the Reds, I think he could end up being a really solid player. And he's only 18 years old. That's the big thing to think about here. He's 18 years old. I mean, my goodness. He's 18. These guys putting up great numbers, man. Edwin Arroyo. Look out for him. Mason Wynn. We were talking about Juan Soto trades. And, hey, I thought maybe Juan Soto would be perfect for the St. Louis Cardinals. I was looking at Mason Wynn as a piece in that deal. In the end, they broke my heart and they did not trade for Juan Soto. But they still have Mason Wynn having a really good year. This was a two-way player at one point, but it looks like he is just focusing on the batting now. No longer focusing on the mound. Hitting .293, a .363 on base, .488 slugging. The home runs at 11, 52 RBIs, but he's got 33 stolen bases. 33 stolen bases. Also walking an okay amount compared to the strikeouts. Mason Wynn, he's just an exciting player, I think, for the Cardinals. You got a nice player here in your system. Here's Oswald Peraza. We have an Oswald Peraza sighting. Taking a look at Peraza. This guy had a really good year last year, and I'm thinking, hey, is this guy going to be your shortstop? And he has been in the minors this whole year. He's been in the minors this whole year. His numbers have dipped. Hitting .261, a .328 on base, .454 slugging. Did the Yankees see something with him last year where they weren't confident in calling him up? Because his numbers have dipped. I don't know. He's still having an all right year. He's got 17 homers, 45 RBIs, 29 stolen bases. He's good in the field. I wonder if they end up calling him up as like a bench piece, for like that last month of the season. I think that's possible. Jacob Berry just getting drafted. This is a guy coming out of college, the sixth overall pick. I think this is when we're talking about guys that were just drafted a month ago, I actually think this is pretty appropriate because he is a really good hitter. You could argue that some people were saying this was the best hitter coming out of that draft. And I think for the Marlins, man, they got a really good player here. Already off to 17 games this year. Not quite there with the numbers as of right now. But I think Jacob Berry, man, this guy can hit. He can hit for days. Who knows where he's gonna be more of like a designated hitter kind of a guy. That's really the one thing about him. He's more of a hit guy, not too much in the field. As you can see here, he's got a 40 field. So Brennan Davis. This is a guy we've been kind of waiting for a little bit. It's almost getting to that time where it's like, all right, Brennan Davis, he's had some injuries. When is this guy going to, make his mark? This year, he was having a really down year. I think, honestly, I wonder, just because of the year that he was having, he got hurt and everything, is this a little too high for Brennan Davis? Now, I'm not saying anything about his potential, but, I mean, they got him at number 48 on Baseball America, so I think they're giving him a chance, and, there's a lot of potential with him. He's just getting hurt. Didn't have a great year. So let's see how he does next year. Tyler Soderstrom. This is a guy we've been seeing here for a little bit. Really good year last year in A-ball, but they haven't quite translated to this year. The average is down, on base is down, slugging is down. Still has 22 home runs and 79 RBIs, but 116 Ks compared to 31 walks. I mean, the guy can hit. He's got the tools, just not having a great year. Number 50 on this list. We have reached the halfway point. Where do they have him here? Actually, they got him a lot higher on Baseball America. They have him at number 32. I agree more with where he's at here. I think that maybe is a little too high. I think 50 is a better spot for him. I like that. So Sal Fischl, another prospect for the Milwaukee Brewers, showing up on this list. I do like Sal Fischl. The guy is extremely athletic. Plays hard in the field. 60 hit. I like Sal Fischl, man. I would have liked it if the Red Sox drafted him. And he's having a really good year this year. High A-ball, AA, and AAA. Look what he's doing in AAA over 13 games. A 440 average, a 525 on base, a 540 slugging. No home runs, but that's not really his game. And this year he has 17 stolen bases across the board. Could you end up seeing Sal Fischl maybe with the Brewers at some point? He's making a case. He's hitting extremely well right now. Here's Jack Leiter. We talked about him earlier. You know, the numbers aren't quite there with Jack Leiter overall this year. If we take a look at his last 10 games, the ERA has been coming down, so he's definitely pitching better as of late, but these aren't amazing numbers by any means. You know, I mean, taking like 4 innings here, 2 runs, you know, 5 2/3 here, give up 2, 5 innings here, give up 3. He's not really pitching deep into games at all. I don't know if that's by design or I don't know. These numbers aren't looking amazing. Back-to-back 7 strikeout games. I think Jack Leiter, I mean, there's obviously a ton of potential with him, but I feel like these numbers could look a little better. Let's see where they have him. They have him a little lower on Baseball America. And honestly, you know, I think somewhere in the 50s is a little more appropriate for Leiter. I think you could drop him down somewhere around here. Maybe he's a smidge high just because of the bad numbers this year. But, you know. Brandon Dillman, apparently his secondary pitches are below average right now. His curveball spin rate is very low, and he's getting hit hard. You know, another thing, too, some people were concerned about his height. You know, he's not like a short guy. He's 6'1". But some people thought just I can't remember what I read exactly about him, but some people thought that just because of the way the ball was coming out of his hand, maybe hitters can pick him up a little better at the professional level. So we'll have to see if he can make those adjustments. But the numbers aren't looking too great. I would put him a little bit lower. I still think there's a lot that he can do. So Quinn Priester, man. Big fastball, 60 fastball, got a great curve as well. 50 slider, 50 changeup, 50 control. For the Pirates, man, hey, I think the Pirates are pretty close to competing. And maybe not next year, but I definitely think 2024, you can see the Pirates going after it. I think the Pirates next year could end up being the Orioles this year. Look out for the Pirates next year, man. I think they could make a fun little run next year. But Quinn Priester, could we end up seeing him with the Pirates at some point? He's having a good year so far. 10 starts in AA, a 2.50 ERA. You'd like to see a little more strikeouts here, but he's keeping the walks down. So, keeping the walks down. Quinn Priester, one of the many Pirates prospects to keep an eye out for. Max Meyer, man, so disappointed going down with Tommy John. It's going to be a little while before we see him. Man, this guy was having a heck of a year down on the farm, man. They brought him up from single A, or they started him off in triple A. So did he have a rehab start here or something? I'm not quite sure. But this dude was having, last year especially, was having a really good year. I mean, holy cow. If you look at his overall numbers last year, he had 130 Ks and 42 walks, a 2.27 ERA. This year, the numbers came up a little bit, but he was doing good enough to where they brought him up for a couple of starts. And unfortunately, we're not going to see him for a little while. But Max Meyer, I wonder, could you actually maybe put him a little... They have him at 30 on Baseball America. I think because of the injury, I think this is a good spot for him, right? I think this is where they should probably have him. I mean, I could see why Baseball America puts him here. The guy's nasty. He's absolutely nasty. So, but I would probably keep him here just because of the Tommy John. Michael Busch. What do you know? We got back-to-back Dodgers prospects. I'm going to knock both these guys out. 282 average this year, 365 on base, 537 slugging. This guy's having a heck of a year, man. 26 homers, 85 RBIs. I need those strikeouts to come down, though. 134 strikeouts. Michael Busch, we got to clean that up, my friend. Got to clean that up. But, you know, I wonder... You know, he's in AAA right now. He did a bit better in AA. But I wonder if we could... maybe see him with the Dodgers, maybe in September. I don't know. Miguel Vargas, this guy's been having just a really good year. I mean, look at these numbers. AAA this year, 288, a 381 on base, 484 slugging, 15 homers, 75 RBIs. He was having a really good year, man. These two guys, the Dodgers just have so many good prospects. Both really solid guys here in the 40s. Colton Cowser, man, really like Colton Cowser. You know, everyone's talking about Gunnar Henderson with the Orioles. You know, Talking about Grayson Rodriguez. Talking about all these other guys, you know, with the Orioles in their system. But Colton Cowser, I feel like this is a name we don't really hear too much about with the Orioles. He's hitting 281, a 415 on base. This guy was really good in college, man. Really good. The strikeouts I would like to come down, but he's walked 75 times. That's a lot. Got some speed, 17 stolen bases. I like Colton Cowser, man. 5th overall draft pick last year. I actually did get that one right. I predicted that the Orioles would draft him, and I like him, man. Ugh, the Orioles got so many good prospects. Here we go. Number 42, Jason Dominguez. Here we go. I feel like he's actually been hitting better lately. These numbers are starting to look better. These numbers at one point were no bueno, but his average is up to 265. His on base is at 376. Slugging could be a little better. 11 home runs. He's got 62 walks. That's not bad. He's got 29 stolen bases. Jason Dominguez seems to be putting it together here down in the minor leagues. It looks like that potential of the Martian is finally starting to come out. So Jason Dominguez, it was looking like at one point, you know, what's going on with this guy, you know? But I think that's probably also people are getting ahead of themselves a little bit with Jason Dominguez. You know, this guy, remember, this guy is what, 19 years old? You got to take your time, man. Jason Dominguez, so much hype as well. I understand why people want to say he's the next Mike Trout, but Jason Dominguez, we got to, you got to take your time. Got to take your time. Let's see where he's at on Baseball America. Do they have him? Do they not have him on their top? Wow. They don't have Jason Dominguez? They don't have Jason Dominguez in their top 100. Am I missing something? No. They do not have Jason Dominguez in their top 100. Very interesting. Wow. But, I mean, I don't know. I'd probably put him somewhere. I mean, if you're in Baseball America, I would think probably at least in the somewhere from 100 to at least, like, I don't know, somewhere 85, 80. I don't know. I mean, I think you could make an argument that some of these guys should be ahead of Dominguez because he hasn't fully put up those kind of numbers yet. He's got the potential. I could say Jason Dominguez maybe like around, I don't know, like somewhere around here or so. Like, I don't know. I don't think he should be this high. But Baseball America doesn't even have him on their top 100. That's crazy. I don't know. Jackson Jobe just got drafted last year. Jackson Jobe, man, heck of a slider. But an A-ball this year, not amazing numbers by any means. What else can go wrong with the Detroit Tigers, man? What else can go wrong? His numbers have not quite translated. This guy's got a Looney Tunes slider, an amazing slider, good fastball as well coming out of high school. But, you know, hey, this is a young guy as well. We're talking about Jason Dominguez being 19 years old. Jackson Jobe, he's 20. So give him some time. The Tigers, they've done a good job at developing pitching in the minors. I think Jackson Jobe is going to be just fine. Kevin Parada just getting drafted recently with the Mets. Really like Kevin Parada coming out of this draft. Has not played. So as of right now, he's listed in rookie ball, but he has no numbers to show for as of right now. With Kevin Parada, this is a guy, he's going to be a hit kind of a guy. Going to hit for average, going to hit for power. He'll play good enough defense at catcher, but his bat is going to be the thing that carries him. Josh Young with the Rangers, I believe he was hurt this year. He ended up getting hurt. He only played 14 games. I think he had something with his elbow or his shoulder. I can't fully remember. Or his knee. I don't remember. But this year, he was off to a really good start. He was hitting 320 over 14 games with a 404 on base and an 800 slugging. This is another guy, man. We were talking about Jace Young earlier. Another really good hitter. The Young brothers just love to hit, man. They love to hit. Curtis Mead making an appearance. Foolish Baseball is smiling wherever he is right now. He loves him some Curtis Mead. And this dude, he's been really good. He's been really good. Look at the slash line. 293, 387, a 534 slugging, 13 homers. He's got 34 walks and 56 Ks. That's a very good strikeout to walk ratio. 7 stolen bases as well. This is going to be a really good hitter. It's kind of funny how the Rays are, right? They like to go with these super athletic guys, or they go with these guys that can just hit, right? And don't do very much out in the field. It's very funny how the Rays do that. But this is one of the guys that can just hit. And Curtis Mead, he's been really good. And Foolish Baseball, he is quite excited for him in the future. Hey, look at the Red Sox making an appearance on here. That's where you can see that the Red Sox, they need to build more depth in that farm system. They got some guys that are going to be up here, but they are a little top heavy at the moment. Behind Bloom has been adding some guys. You just got a couple of guys back in the Christian Vasquez trade that I definitely think have some upside. But hey, man, Brayan Bello, we've seen him a couple of times this year. This guy's going to be good. He's going to be good. It's just a matter of him just putting it together. You know, not surprised that he's had some bumps, but his FIP compared to the ERA was really good. An 8.47 ERA over 5 games. But if you take a look, Fangraphs down for the moment. I'm wearing your shirt, Fangraphs. What are you doing? This is not good. You are kidding me. Let's see if you're working now. All right, they're working now. Here we go. Brayan Bello, if you take a look at the FIP, 3.64 FIP compared to the 8.47. Not a lot of hard contact off of him. He had balls just dropping in. Had some bad luck there. But Brayan Bello on a rehab assignment as of right now. And where is he on Baseball America? Nope, not Nello. Bello. He's not. They have number 21. So they're a little higher on him. But this guy was having great numbers in the minors, man. 2.36 ERA. 124 Ks over 91 2/3. This guy was looking like the future down in the minors. It was a big deal when he came up for his first start against the Rays. And I think he's going to end up being really good. So keep an eye out for him. Shea Langlier's just getting called up. Langlier's, man, I think this guy is going to be really good. And I do wonder if the A's are going to part with Sean Murphy. And I think Shea Langlier's could be a big reason why they could end up parting with him. For the A's, man, I think they should trade Sean Murphy. You got to add to that farm now, and you got Langlier's. And he's going to be really good. Big power bat. He's good in the field as well. The great arm. He's the future of the A's. And not Sean Murphy, in my opinion. James Wood, the newest Washington National. 19 years old. 6'7", 240 pounds. Man, oh man. This guy got a lot of potential. That is just that's size right there, man. And look at the year that he's having, over 60 games between rookie and A-ball with 2 different organizations. He's hitting .331 with a 434 on base and a 576 slugging. He's got 11 home runs, 56 RBIs, good strikeout to walk ratio, 17 stolen bases, and he's 19 years old. He's 19 years old, and he's 6'7" and weighs 240. The guy's a monster. James Wood, I mean, that's Aaron Judge right there. That's Aaron Judge. That's O'Neal Cruz. The Nationals, they did good in that trade, man. They did good. I mean, what else is there to say? He's going to be really good, man. Nationals got themselves a heck of a package. Could you imagine if the Nationals end up winning another World Series before the Padres win one? I would die laughing. Ricky Tiedemann. This is a guy I feel like you haven't heard too much of in the last couple of years. When we've taken a look at these prospect lists, this is a name that I have not seen very much, but he has exploded this year. 2.35 ERA over 16 starts, 110 Ks, about 73 innings, 110 Ks, and only 26 walks. This dude's a beast. 60 fastball, 55 slider, 55 changeup, good control at 50. Where is he on here? They have him at number 29, and they have him at 34 on here. So I think that's right about right. I mean, these numbers are really good. Good stuff. Let me actually see here. They have him at a 70 changeup. At Pipeline, they have him at 55. So the changeup is really improved, and it looks like that is why he has just risen this fast. So, dude, I love me a fastball changeup. Man, just classic combo. 55 sliders from the left side. Hey, man, this guy's been having a really good year. No surprise to see him up this far. Brooks Lee just getting drafted by the Twins. This was, I thought, could have been the number 1 pick. They ended up going with Jackson Holliday instead. But Brooks Lee, he can hit. And he can just play a good field, too. He plays shortstop. Already off to a great start, man. He was with rookie ball, and now he's with high A. He's hitting incredible as of right now. Already has a home run. He's got a 444 on base over 6 games. Brooks Lee is really good. George Valera. This is a guy we've been seeing a little bit. You know, back 2017 was when he was drafted. Bats from the left side. Not amazing numbers, but he's got a 364 on base. That's not too bad. He's got 15 home runs. He walks a decent amount. I think George Valera, he's in AAA right now, so you definitely could see him sooner rather than later. Hey, for the Guardians, what do you know? Just another prospect in this top 100. Peter Crow Armstrong coming in at number 31. Mets fans were very sad when they traded away Peter Crow Armstrong. And you should be sad because look at these numbers. He's hitting over 300, a 369 on base, 522 slugging, 15 home runs. He's got 27 stolen bases. What a great pickup for the Cubs, man. Drafted a couple of years ago. The Mets, I don't know, man. I think he was in the Javier Baez trade. That could end up coming back to bite him, man. Termarr Johnson. I love me some Termarr Johnson. I was hoping he was going to be the number 1 pick. This dude is going to hit off to a bit of a slow start through 12 ABs. But Termarr Johnson, very good swing, man, from the left side. Very good. 70 hit, 60 power. This guy's going to be really good. And the fact that the Pirates just added him to another good farm system. Oh, so good. So good. Elijah Green. Now, this is where I don't think... I understand Elijah Green. He is got tons of potential. Tons. But there's a lot of swing and miss in his game. So I do worry about that. He's 18 years old. I do think, and I would even say the same thing about Termarr Johnson. These are high school. Termarr Johnson has more of a floor, in my opinion. But Elijah Green, holy cow. If this guy can just cut down those strikeouts a little bit, this dude is going to be a beast. He's like the size of a linebacker. He's 6'3", 225. Look at, just when you see 70 run, you know you're working with something. 60 power, a 50 hit. I work with someone at my school. He knows his dad, I believe. I think that's what he told me. And, or he knew a family member. I can't remember who exactly. But, where he talked with him about Elijah. And, man, I don't remember if it was his dad or if it was like his uncle. I can't remember, but he was saying to my friend that I work with, he was saying, dude, look out for Elijah Green. This guy's going to be the absolute star in the major leagues. And he's got all the potential, man. I mean, he is just like uber athletic. He's got 60 power and a 70 run. When you got those two things going for you, you got just such a great, already just a good, what's the word I'm looking for? He's going to be really good. Whatever, that's all I'm going to say. But as you can see here, he's already struck out 12 times in 7 games. So he has struck out in half his at-bats. So he's got to cut down on the strikeouts. But dude, don't let Elijah Green get into one. Ezequiel Tovar. Man, oh man, this guy really shot up here. Really shot up. Hitting 318, a 386 on base, a 545 slugging, 13 homers, 47 RBIs, 17 stolen bases. This guy really shot up the boards. And he's really, when it comes to the scouting report, very balanced. 55 hit, 45 power. He's 70 in the field, man. So this is a guy, man. The Rockies, they got some pretty good players on this list, man. And Ezequiel Tovar, this guy came out of nowhere. Bobby Miller, Dodgers fans, where are you at? We talked about Ryan Pepio earlier, but Bobby Miller, this dude's the real deal. But the numbers haven't looked quite as good this year in AA compared to last year. A 4.45 ERA, 117 strikeouts and 31 walks, though, is a great ratio. So Bobby Miller's just got just nasty stuff. Big fastball, big curveball, big slider, big changeup. Bobby Miller, a lot to like. Hey, Tristan Casas, where are you at, my friend? Just came back recently from the IL. He was having something going on with the ankle. And let's actually take a look at his last 10 games. He's been hitting really well. As you can see here, he missed a couple of weeks, but he's been hitting really well. I mean, look at the game that he had on August 12th. This dude had, it went 3 for 4 in this game, had a home run, a couple RBIs. We had a home run and RBI, a couple of walks. Dude, Tristan Casas, this is going to be the guy for the Red Sox, man. This is going to be a heck of a player, man. He's just a mature player already for just being so young. He's very disciplined at the plate. Man, it's just all he's doing right now, he is just working on the finer things. Maybe cleaning some things up mechanically, looking for certain pitches, pitch selection. He's working on that stuff right now because the Red Sox, this is going to be a stud of a player for them. This dude can just hit for power. Oh, dude is massive. He's 6'4" and 252. Man, I'm excited for Tristan Casas. I can't wait. Andrew Painter. We have made it 3/4 of the way. We had a super chat earlier about Andrew Painter. I mean, look at the numbers. What else is there to say? A 1.19 ERA over 17 starts, 118 strikeouts over 75 innings. He only has 23 walks. I mean, what the heck is going on here? Batters are only hitting 158 over him. I mean, I don't know. Oh, Waffle Man, I got to disagree, man. I like Young, but I like me some Casas. There's my Giraffe Neck Robbie coming out, by the way. But yeah, I think you can make an argument that Young could be over Casas, but I like Casas, man. He's good. Andrew Painter is really good, though. I think we can agree that Andrew Painter should be above both Young and Casas. I think we can agree with that. This guy's nuts. I mean, what the heck is going on here? Dude is nasty. 60 fastball, 55 curveball, 50 slider. Where is he at on here? They have him at 31. And their scouting report, they have him at a 60 fastball, 60 slider, 50 curveball, 50 changeup. Man, Andrew Painter, man, he's having a heck of a year. He really shot up these boards. Coming in number 24, I love me some Zach Veen. Did you guys know that Zach Veen has 51 stolen bases this year? 51 stolen bases. What the heck is going on? Zach Veen is a speed demon. He's also hitting pretty well as well. 267 average, a 362 on base, a 425 slugging. Not hitting as well as he did last year, but the athleticism is clearly showing with him. Zach Veen is going to be a fun player. Robert Hassel III, the newest the newest Harrisburg Senator in AA. This dude, the Nationals did so good in that trade. Do you realize how good the Nationals did in that trade? You got James Wood. The guy's a monster. Robert Hassel is going to be a really good hitter. He's hitting 289, 371 on base. Sure, the power is not quite there yet, but he's stealing a lot of bases. The Nationals did so good in that trade. I mean, you have to do really good in a trade if you're trading away Juan Soto, but they got a really good package back. Really good, man. Robert Hassel III, man. He's going to be really good. Kyle Harrison, this guy I feel like is finally starting to get some more recognition. We're talking about Andrew Painter here, but Kyle Harrison has been really good. Really good. I'm just saying. Sean, Young is back. Is Josh Young back? Oh, good. I didn't see that. Kyle Harrison, man. Look at this year he's having. A 2.24 ERA over 20 starts. 153 Ks. Over 92 innings. 40 walks compared to the 153 Ks. What the heck is going on with Kyle Harrison, man? This guy's going to be really good. Giants fans, you should be very excited about him. I'm glad he's high on this list. Because I feel like it's like this guy was putting up good numbers. They have him at number 18 on Baseball America. Taj Bradley. I feel like we haven't heard this name all that much, but he's having a good year. 2.34 ERA, 21 starts, 110 Ks. I would like to see a little more with the strikeouts, but he's not walking a lot of guys. 26 walks. Good fastball. Has a cutter. I feel like we haven't seen a cutter on this list yet. 50 changeup. Where do they have Taj Bradley? They have him at, number 15. So Baseball America likes him a little bit more, a little higher. Their scouting report, they have a 60 fastball, 60 slider, 50 changeup, 40 curveball, but good control as we saw with the walks. Taj Bradley, what do you know? The Rays just churning out some pitching in that farm. Coming in number 20, Henry Davis. I love Henry Davis, man. The Pirates are going to be so good. They're going to be so good. Man, he's got a 399 on base this year. And he doesn't have a lot of home runs. But, dude, Henry Davis, this guy's going to be really good behind the plate, man. He's got a heck of an arm. I can't wait to see what the Pirates do. I'm telling you right now, record this. The Pirates will be what the Orioles are now next year. The Pirates are going to make a run next year, man. They're going to be a fun team. They're going to get some players up. Guarantee you the Pirates are going to be pretty good next year. Brett Beatty just getting called up. I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, I think he hit a home run tonight. I think he hit a home run in his first at-bat. I think his family were going crazy in the stands. Brett Beatty is a really good hitter. He is a really good hitter, man. 60 hit, 60 power. That's all you need to know. Brett Beatty, man. He's going to be really good. Mets fans, I know you're excited about Brett Beatty. But looking at his numbers in the minors. Where was he? So he was hitting 315 in the minors with a 410 on base and a 533 slugging. I mean, sure, could he cut down the strikeouts a little bit? Sure, but the guy's a beast. Noelvi Marte coming in number 18. So we were talking earlier about Edwin Arroyo. Noelvi Marte has not quite had the year that you thought he would. He was really good back in 2019 in rookie ball. But I feel like these numbers, I don't know. Are these numbers where you should be in the top 20? He's a balanced player. That's the thing about him. He's got a 50 hit, 60 power. So with Noelvi Marte, is it more of like more projection, you know, where he's got a really high ceiling because he's really athletic. He's good in the field. He's not had bad numbers this year. 357 on base, 17 homers, 60 RBIs, 60 stolen bases, or 16 stolen bases. Sorry. Could you imagine if he had 60? My goodness. But yeah, you know, Noelvi Marte, it'll be interesting to see who will end up being the better player, Edwin Arroyo or Noelvi Marte. Edwin Arroyo definitely has a little more momentum behind him. Marco Luciano had not a great year last year. Hit 258, but his average is up to 292. His on base is up to 372. Slugging is up to 512. The home runs aren't quite there yet, but dude, just wait for the power, man. Wait, he is 6'2", and he weighs 178. Marco Luciano, if you are watching this for some reason, please, I need you to go to the grocery store. I need you to get yourself a gallon of whole milk. I need you to drink the whole thing. Please have a sandwich and add some size, and the power is going to come. My goodness. My goodness. Daniel Espino, big fastball, big slider. Man, oh man. This year, he's only had 4 starts this year. Did he get hurt this year? Did he get hurt? I don't remember. Why has he only made 4 starts? Guardians fans, let me know what happened with Daniel Espino. He's only made 4 starts, but good numbers through those 4 starts. He had 35 Ks over the 18 innings. I mean, come on. My goodness. Like, that's crazy. Espino, young arm, man. Flamethrower guy. The Guardians have so many good prospects here. It is just dumb. Ellie De La Cruz. We're talking about Noelvi Marte. We're talking about Edwin Arroyo. But, dude, Ellie De La Cruz has been killing it in the minors. Look at these numbers. What is going on here? He's got 25 home runs this year. He's got 36 stolen bases. Ellie De La Cruz has been one of the more hot prospects this year. He's been great. He's been fantastic. The dude has just been fun. He's been killing it, man. And right now, he's in Double-A. Ellie De La Cruz, could we see him up at the majors next year? Maybe. Jackson Holiday, the number 1 pick, already off to a hot start in 8 ABs. He's hitting 375, a 545 on base. He's already walked 3 times, already off to a great start in his professional career, man. This dude looks like he's 15 years old. I'm pretty sure he is 15 years old. It says here 18. That dude's like, that's a 15-year-old kid. He has got a baby face for days, but he's going to be really good. He's going to be killing it, man. Jordan Lawler. I like me some Jordan Lawler. Taking a look here. He's having himself a good year. I feel like everyone, maybe I'm being a little biased here. We have Marcelo Meyer. But then Jordan Lawler is not really a guy that you've heard too much about. Even coming out of that draft, everyone was talking about Marcelo Meyer because he was the projected number 1 pick. Ended up going to my Red Sox. But Lawler, I really liked him coming out of that draft. He's been having himself an all right year. Good slash line of 325, 418, 543. 41 walks compared to the 83 Ks, but he's also got 33 stolen bases. Jordan Lawler, what I liked about him, more balanced player. While Marcelo Meyer, he's smooth in the field, but he's more known for the bat. But I like Jordan Lawler. I really like him. So, off to a good start. Here we go. Number 12, Drew Jones. Number 2 pick. As you can see here, no stats available because he has a torn labrum in his shoulder. I believe he got surgery for it, but hey, we've already talked a lot about Drew Jones. There's a lot to like, man. A lot of ceiling. I feel like some of these other guys have better floors coming out of that draft when it comes to hitting. We'll have to wait and see how Drew Jones ends up doing, but this guy is going to be amazing in the field, just like his father. Great speed. The fact that the Diamondbacks got Drew Jones and Jordan Lawler, oh my God. Their up-the-middle defense is going to be so good. It's going to be so good. When those two guys are on the same team, man, and they're playing up the middle with the Diamondbacks, oh my. That's going to be really good. Here's the guy I really wanted to talk about. Jackson Chourio. This guy is another one that came out of nowhere this year. What the heck? Look at this guy. We're talking about Elijah Green earlier, but this guy has a bit of a better hit tool. 55 hit, 60 power, 70 run. Jackson Chourio, he's also 18 years old. He's only 165 pounds. Please, Jackson, eat a sandwich. What are you doing? But these are great numbers. 81 games, a 314 average, 367 on base, 573 with the slugging. That's really good. He has 16 home runs, 59 RBIs. I mean, the home runs are just not quite there yet. Just wait. Wait for this guy to add some size. Wait for him to just keep getting better. Dude, this guy's going to be really good. He's got 13 stolen bases as well. I say this in a complimentary way, but he is still, I think, more projection at this point. But, dude, this guy has a lot of potential, man. He could be a really fun player at some point. He really just signed last year. Last year was an international signing. Just give him a little bit more time, and I don't mean to say that in a negative way. I think he is a little bit more projection at this point. But right now, what he is showing at 18 years old, oof, look out, man. Yuri Perez, this dude is massive. He's 6'8", 220. Goodness, but his numbers are not quite what they were last year. So I do feel like he might be a little high on this list because he really shot up the boards last year. They have him number 8. I understand why. I don't know. For me personally, I just don't like the numbers all that much. But he does have a lot of strikeouts and a good amount of walks compared to the strikeouts. So I just don't like these numbers very much. 4.19 ERA at AA. So I don't know. But obviously, the guy is huge. He's 6'8". Can you imagine having to go up against this guy on the mound? I'd be thinking, what the heck is going on here? But good fastball, good velocity, good curveball, good changeup, good control. Baseball America, they have him at number 8. 70 fastball, 60 slider, 50 curveball, 60 changeup. This dude is 6'8", and he's 19 years old. Like, what the heck are these guys eating? Diego Cartaya, number 9. We've heard a lot about Diego Cartaya. We're maybe thinking, could the Dodgers get involved on the Juan Soto talks? And Diego Cartaya was a main piece that could have gone back. He's been pretty good this year, over a 400 on base, 21 home runs. Pretty good in the field. I mean, this is your catcher of the future right here. Will Smith. I think Will Smith is a free agent in 2025. Let me actually pull that up. Could Diego Cartaya be the next catcher for the Dodgers? But Will Smith, he's not a free agent until 2026. So, yeah, man. We'll have to wait and see how that ends up working out. That'll be very interesting. Number 8, Marcelo Meyer. I mean, hey, Marcelo Meyer, man, the numbers show for themselves. He's smooth out in the field. Like I just mentioned earlier, he's hitting 281 with a 399 on base, 495 slugging, 11 home runs. Also has 16 stolen bases. He's walking a decent amount compared to the strikeouts. He did get hurt a little bit this year. I'm excited for this guy, man. I'm excited. I'm ready for some Marcelo Meyer in the future, man. Gabriel Moreno, he has been up with the Blue Jays for 18 games. Actually did pretty good at 276. I mean, the on base and the slugging aren't great, but he drove in a few runs. But Gabriel Moreno, man, this is one of the next better catchers in the game because he has a bat and he can also play good in the field. You don't see a lot of catchers like that where they can both, we've seen a couple other guys like Henry Davis. With him, he can hit. His arm is good, but the scouts don't like his defense as much, but they definitely think it could get better. Gabriel Moreno, he's already there with the defense. He's already there with the bat. So, and no surprise, you already saw him up with the Blue Jays. I almost just fell asleep right there. Jordan Walker, number 6. This guy has been killing it this year. This dude's going to be really good. He is huge. He's 6'5", 220. He's only 20 years old. He's hitting 308 with a 392 on base, 505 slugging, 15 home runs, 50 RBIs. He's also stolen 17 bases. So many of these guys are like stealing bases and hitting for power. Jordan Walker is going to be really good, man. I'm excited for him. He already looks like he's already just a veteran. He's 20 years old. What I like about Jordan Walker is he's just a very mature 20-year-old kid. Very mature. Number 5, Anthony Volpe. Now, I could see some people here getting a little split on this one. His numbers are down from last year. 294 down to 251. A 423 on base down to 351. 604 slugging down to 459. The power is down a bit. 27 homers last year, 16 home runs this year, and right around the same amount of games. So he has stolen 40 bases. That is one thing to keep in mind. This guy he is a balanced player. Good power, can hit for average. He's also good in the field, and he's got speed. Just the numbers haven't been quite there. I think you got to give this guy a little bit more time. I think, honestly, this guy had a lot of attention on him coming into this year. Listen, Yankee fans, hey, we already know what our relationship is. Hey, I'm a Red Sox fan. Yankee fans, we know the history, obviously, but we respect each other. Hear me out when I say this. You got to stop hyping up your prospects so much. You put so much pressure on these guys. Just let them play. He's on all these podcasts in the offseason. He's getting interviewed everywhere. And I'm thinking, this dude he just had 1 year in the minor leagues. And yeah, he did great. And people are already asking him, hey, man, what do you think about being the next catcher for the Yankees? Or the next shortstop for the Yankees? And people are like, I'm thinking, like, what the heck? Like, dude, he just had 1 year in the minor leagues. Can you let this guy breathe? He's talking with David Cohn on John Boy or whatever. It's like, dude, like, can we calm down? I mean, Anthony Volpe, man. I mean, he's going to be good. It's like, he did the same thing with Jason Dominguez here. It's like, calling him the next Mike Trout, and he was not that good last year. Just let these guys breathe. Man. But Volpe, you can see the numbers are not quite there. So I think he will end up being fine. So is he number 5? I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think Jordan Walker maybe could be number 5. I really do. I like Jordan Walker. The thing with Volpe, though, he's a shortstop, so I understand that's the more valuable position. Could you make an argument for Gabriel Moreno? I mean, could you make an argument for Marcelo Meyer? I mean, the thing with Volpe, though, he's in Double-A. Meyer's been in Single-A. So, big difference there. So, I guess I'm okay with Volpe at number 5. I mean, the guy's got 40 stolen bases. That's really good. And he's sure the numbers are down from last year, but I don't know. I think maybe you can make an argument for Jordan Walker at number 5. But I digress. Grayson Rodriguez, I was very sad when this guy ended up hurting his lat because this dude is good. Orioles fans, you have got to be excited, man. 11 starts this year, an ERA at 2, 80 Ks over 56 innings. This guy's going to be a beast. The Orioles are going to be so good. Look out for the Orioles over the next couple of years, man. There's not much else to say about Grayson Rodriguez. He hurt the lat. I was excited to see what he could do this year, but Corbin Carroll at number 3. Corbin Carroll at number 3. This dude, last year, I was hyping this guy up last year. He got hurt, right? But he was hitting so good last year. A 435 average, a 552 on base, a 913 slugging over the 7 games. And this year, he's just still putting up an amazing numbers. Over 1,000 OPS over 84 games. He's got 21 homers, 56 RBIs, 30 stolen bases. Dude, the Diamondbacks are going to be so good. They got so many good prospects. This guy's going to be great. Gunnar Henderson coming at number 2. I was a little worried about Gunnar Henderson after last year, but he has completely erased all concerns for me. I mean, look at these numbers. His batting average is up 40 points. His on base is up almost 70 points. His slugging is up almost 70 points. His OPS is up about 130 points. Still hitting for power. Driving in runs. Walking a ton. 73 walks. He's also great out in the field. Well, more of his arm. 65 arm. They got him at a 50 field, but with Gunnar Henderson, I think honestly the fielding, I've watched a little bit of Gunnar Henderson playing out in the field. Looks pretty good out there. This guy's going to be really good. Man. Gunnar Henderson, man. The Orioles, you got to be excited. And we have reached number 1, Francisco Alvarez. Hey, Francisco Alvarez, man. What else is there to say? Guy's got incredible power potential. He's good in the field. He's got a good arm. Looking at the numbers this year, 247 average this year. I would like to see more. His on base and his slugging have dipped from last year, but he's still hitting for power. He is striking out more this year and still walking around the same, so I don't like that very much. But Francisco Alvarez, I mean, there's a lot to like, man. There's a lot to like. Honestly, if you were going to ask me right now, I mean, maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit. I just really like Corbin Carroll. I really do. I really like him, man. He's got tools all over the place. He's so athletic. He's got a 70 run. He hits extremely well. He's fine with the power, as we looked earlier. He's got 21 home runs. He's good in the field. I mean, I don't know. I like Gunnar Henderson, but he did slump last year. Again, those concerns are pretty much gone at this point. I would personally put Gunnar Henderson or Corbin Carroll at number 1. I would put Francisco Alvarez at number 2 or 3. That's just me. Also, if you caught this earlier, they have Gunnar Henderson at number 1 on Baseball America. They have Jackson Chourio at number 2 on Baseball America. They are really high on Jackson Chourio, man, because this guy's got tools for days. He's got tools for days, man. Gabriel Moreno at number 3. They have Grayson Rodriguez at number 4. Corbin Carroll at number 5. They have Francisco Alvarez at number 6. So that's a big difference right there. Number 1 on Pipeline and number 6 on Baseball America. That's a big difference. Jordan Walker at number 7. Perez at number 8. Cartaya at number 9. They have Volpe at 10. I agree with this. I think Volpe should be at 10. I actually like that better. I think he should be a little bit lower. I think Walker, Gabriel Moreno, I guess you could make an argument for number 5. I would have Walker or Moreno at number 5. Chourio, here's the thing about Chourio is he was really good in rookie ball last year, and he's been really good this year, and he's 18 years old. I think you could make the argument. Now, I think number 2 might be a little high, but the fact that he's so advanced at 18 years old, I almost kind of like how aggressive they are putting him at number 2. I think you could make an argument for definitely the top 10. So I think Pipeline, they should have put him in the top 10 here. That's just me. Volpe, I think, should be a little lower. Why not? Let's put Volpe at number 11. Let's put, here's what I'm saying. Let's put Uri Perez at 11. Let's put Chourio at 10. Or no, sorry, Volpe at 10. And then I think, honestly, you can maybe even put, you know what? I would even say this. I'll go Meyer at 10. And I'll go Volpe at 9. Because Volpe, he had that full season last year. So I'll put Volpe at 9. I'll put Meyer at 10. We can put Diego Cartaya at 8. And let's do Jackson Chourio at number 5. I mean, I think 5 is a good spot for Chourio. That's just me. But that's what we got here, everyone. Those are the updated top 100 prospects. And those are my thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Where do you think some of these guys should be? Too high? Too low? What do you think? What do you think about some of my thoughts? Let me know in the comments. But everyone, I'm going to get out of here. If you can, on the way out, hit that like button for me before you click out of here. If there is anyone still new, think about subscribing down below. Share the stream if you can. Hit the bell notification so you know every time I go live. Everyone, I'm going to be doing hot takes tomorrow night. So be on the lookout to post your hot take on the community tab post. I'll probably post it tonight, maybe. Yeah, probably I'll post it here in a little bit. So be on the lookout for that. So start thinking of your hot takes. And everyone, I'm going to get out of here. I'm a tired boy. I need to go to bed soon. I'm very tired. Everyone, have yourself a great night, and I'll talk to you next time.